medical marijuana facility. It's just giving me a headache right now, just even the thought of it. I'm a medical marijuana patient. I have a story of medical marijuana getting me off of opiates. So the fact that you're going to ban an alternative treatment center makes no sense to me. I don't get it. It doesn't sound like anyone's using their brain. I mean, where's the compassion on this one? It's an alternative treatment center. It was an alternative treatment center, and what it did for me was it got me off heroin. That's how bad the opiate addiction got for me. Now the state, the health department recognizes that it's medicine for opiate use disorder, opiate use syndrome, whatever you want to call it. So the fact that you're prepared to ban a medical marijuana facility to me, it's really upsetting me. I'm angry. I don't understand the angle of thinking. I don't get where you're coming from. I was on and off heroin for 10 years, and when I was off of it, I was on the methadone clinic. It was a horrible existence. It was the worst quality of living. I was a shell of a person. It did nothing for me in terms of being a productive member of society. Medical marijuana gave that back to me. That's what it can give to the next guy, the guy who's living in Avalon right now, who wants to get off the heroin. Why are you making it harder for him? What is the point? I'd love to understand the line of thinking with something like this, because it's not compassionate. It certainly isn't. And it doesn't seem like it's intelligent. And it doesn't seem like you care about somebody like myself or the next guy who has a story similar to me. I don't know why. I mean, we're on par for the 5th year in a row, record-breaking number of opiate overdoses in New Jersey. It hits home to me. This is a passionate issue to me. I don't understand why people like yourselves who are in position have an ordinance that you're prepared to ban medicine for an alternative treatment center. That sounds whacked to me. I just don't get it. It seems like Avalon's non-committal attitude towards providing New Jersey's most vulnerable residents access to the medication that's legally allowed by the state of New Jersey is simply being exemplified through your lack of action to protect the possibility of a medical marijuana facility within your town, regardless of your feelings of legalization. So I'd like to think that you're going to vote with your brains and maybe a little bit of your heart.
For the record, Jeffry Oaks, 60 Pemberton Avenue, Ocean Fort, New Jersey. Anybody recognize my name? No? That's probably a good thing. So we can start from zero, hopefully. Well, we're a little on the other side of zero with the mentality of the municipality here. I'm an advocate, obviously, for medical cannabis. I'm speaking out against the ordinance here tonight. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I'm absolutely appalled at it. I'm exhausted. I have stage 4 cancer, and I'm going to a doctor tomorrow to probably get the news that I'm having half my liver resected. And here I am tonight at another ignorant town meeting, excuse me. Yeah, we'll go right to section 3. Pathetic. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what I'm perceived as, because I'm sick of seeing my fellow patients die because of the attitude that's in this drunk little town. You got cooler on the name of your sign, for God's sake. So let me tone it down, excuse me. Everything THC. Everything about the THC. Half your town, number one, is dripping CBD oil under their tongues already. And you guys are asleep at the wheel. And you're serving up your cancer patients to an ordinance that's nothing but trashes their treatment. I come down here with a tumor sticking in my liver, sticking me in the ribs. Why? What is this? Every municipality says, oh, we support medical cannabis, and you probably have fundraisers for cancer. That's a joke. I see that as a joke. And you guys will push this ordinance through here tonight. Heartless. Heartless. No compassion whatsoever. I'm just, and I don't even know, I'm not sure that this ordinance is even legal. It was penned up last year, November 20th of 2018. It's like last year's business. I don't know if is there new council people? I don't know. Has anything changed? Since then,
Is this on the agenda?
Since then,
Sir?
excuse me, I have the floor, thank you. Since then, on November 20th, when this was penned up, last week, the governor came across with and added opioid abuse syndrome to the qualifying conditions in order to stamp out the opioid epidemic.
Why are they interrupting
My
you?
friend mentioned
Why
here.
are they interrupting you?
So why is it
Why
that
don't you pay
this
attention?
continues?
This man has
Why is
cancer.
it- Why is it that this continues in the face of the people that are dying with cancer and the people that are exposed to the opioid epidemic? This is pathetic. You guys baited me on the way in on the Parkway with alcohol. That's terrible. You have no business being in my medical cabinet.
For a point of order, Councilman Covington, shall you agree that this ordinance is coming up in the regular meeting and there is a public hearing on the ordinance at that time, if you would feel as though it would be, if you would be, feel that that would be an appropriate place to have public comments on that ordinance, that would be where it is.
My name is Lefty Grimes from Bayonne.
When we get to the regular meeting, I thought it was on the regular meeting, but I think I was changed.
Well, don't I get 5 minutes here? Aren't we allowed to, legally I get 5 minutes, right?
Sir, what he's telling you is this ordinance is coming up in later.
Right.
And there is a public hearing.
That means I get to speak twice, because I get 5 minutes now. So I have a lot to say about this, because I, like Jeff, am a cannabis patient. I had surgery on the 15th on my cervical spine.
Sir, could you state your name?
Lefty Grimes from Bayonne. I had cervical stenosis surgery. I had a 2-level fusion on my neck on the 15th. Jeff had his stomach removed, his intestines removed. He only took 1 dose of morphine. By his hope, I had hope that I would not use opiates. And when I got out of my surgery, I took a cannabis suppository and used 0 opiates. 0 OxyContin, 0 fentanyl, 0 opiates. That's why I'm here, because the stigma is disgusting to me. You got disabled war vets that are locked out of your town because of wheelchair access. You got your priorities all wrong. You got disabled war vets, 22 vets a day are killing themselves, and your Avalon's answer to that is to take away their medicine. Take away their wheelchair access, take away their medicine. You wouldn't even have a council if it wasn't for disabled war vets fighting for your rights. You need to fight for your disabled war vets. You also need to fight for cops. I advocate for cops. I got a card here from the PBA because cops like what I'm doing, because I advocate for cops, something that the unions won't do, something that police chiefs won't do. I advocate for cops to get job protection if they use cannabis. Right now, cops can use fentanyl, cops can use Prozac, cops can use all these deadly drugs and have job protection. But if they use cannabis, they lose their jobs. The unions want no part of this, the chiefs want no part of this, so I am advocating for cops to get their cannabis cards and job protection. You should be doing the same thing for them. They need your help. Disabled war vets need your help. Kids with cancer need your help. Have you ever seen somebody with cancer? It's disgusting. What you have done here is stressed out the people of your town. What stress does to people with cancer. Have you ever seen what stress does to people with cancer? It's a killer. It kills them. You're hurting your own people in this town with this ordinance. I've been to hundreds of towns. I've talked to hundreds of policemen. I am disgusted with this stigma. In the Bible, I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian my whole life. And in the Bible, it says, what you do to the least of us, you do to God. So what you're doing to cancer, kids with cancer, what you're doing to kids with vets with PTSD, you're doing to God. You're hurting God. It's in the Bible. Read it. Go home and pray on it. Before you do anything, you should table this ordinance. Table it and do some research. Go to a dispensary. Find out what it's about. Find out how I am not using opiates right now. It's amazing. I never thought I would not use opiates. I have a fusion. I have an artificial disc in my lumbar spine. And I was on opiates for 10 years. I no longer take opiates because I'm on the cannabis program. When I got this surgery, I was afraid I would be back on opiates again. But I'm not on opiates again. So I'll be back at the end to tell you some more about my story. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. And I represent thousands of patients throughout New Jersey and the United States. You should listen to us.
Any other public comments?
Martha Wright, 632 7th Street. I just want to expand a little bit on the Sustainable New Jersey and talk about, how happy I am that we're pursuing that. And I wanted to speak, Mr. McQuiston, to your concern about the boxes being full of icky stuff, which can very well happen. The whole idea behind TerraCycle